Hello everybody, it's Bad Tactic with another Pixel Starships tutorial. Today we're going to cover AI 101. What is it? Why do you need it? How it works? The requirements to attain it? Common questions and misconceptions. So let's start with the basics. What is AI? Well, AI effectively is scripting. All it's doing is the execution of actions based on certain conditions. AI instructs your crew and rooms to behave in a particular way in a certain scenario. This happens incredibly quickly, and it will allow your ship to operate more efficiently, much faster, and much better than you could do manually. People might argue this, but essentially, AI is the game for everything that's combat related. Some new players ask, why do they need AI? And some new players even say, well, I'm not going to use AI. And this, unfortunately, is very flawed. Fundamentally, Pixel Starships is asynchronous. Though we can all get together and chat and trade and communicate as if we are combating our opponents in real time, you are never attacked unless you're online, and your opponent that you are attacking is not online. This means that AI is there to help you. It's to allow you to defend your ship when you are not actively playing, and it is there to make sure that your ship operates in the most efficient possible way. It's not perfect, but it is much better than manual manipulation of your ship. So how does AI scripting actually work? Let's jump in. First and foremost, in order to access AI menus, you must have the command center on your ship. This room is accessible at level 4, and will continue to be useful through the rest of your Pixel Starships career. AI menus are located when you click the room or when you click the crew. Again, only if the command center is currently on your ship. I'm going to click Admiral Serena here and access her AI menu. As you can see here, Admiral Serena has no AI scripting, and this is true for any crew member that you put onto your ship that is brand new, out of the box, so to speak. So let's go ahead and set her up with her first line of AI. Now I know that Admiral Serena has critical attack, which is a great anti-border defensive or offensive maneuver. So I'm going to set her condition as friendly room has enemy crew. This means that when an enemy crew is on my ship, that condition is met. Then the action that I want her to take is to target that room, and that is going to be done by selecting target condition room. So the first line of script here is that an enemy boarder is on my ship, it's within a room, and then Admiral Serena is going to target that condition room, which means that she is then going to move. It's important to remember here that we don't want Admiral Serena to just go to that room like some sort of welcome party for the enemy boarder. We actually want her to take an offensive or defensive action. So she needs another line of scripting. In this case, I'm just going to say none. Use special power. This means that upon arriving to the room with the enemy boarder, she is going to execute her critical strike. Now it's important to remember that the critical strike ability is not going to randomly be fired off for no reason. It's going to have to wait for a target to be present. And so in this line of scripting, or in this block of scripting, a friendly room is going to have an enemy crew. Admiral Serena is going to move to it, and then she is going to attack with her. The last line of scripting that I want to apply to Admiral Serena is that I want her to return to the EMP cannon where she began the combat round and where she's stationed. So I'm going to set up a new command, and it's basically going to say that the target room has no enemy crew. In most scenarios, that means that she's gone to that room, she has then attacked and killed the opponent, and now I would like her to return to the origin room. So let's recap. A boarder comes onto the ship, she moves to that room. When she arrives at that room, she executes her special power, and then if it kills that opponent, she then moves back to the origin room. This is a standard, simple, but standard block. So you can see that AI scripting can be very useful, but what makes it powerful is because it is so darned fast. Every frame, which is 1/40th of a second, the entire script block is going to be analyzed. And the condition that is met, that is true, is going to execute, unless of course it's canceled by another condition further down the line. But this means that very complex lines of scripting that you have for crew or for weapons or for rooms in general can be immensely complex, but then also be calculated at lightning speeds, allowing you to pull off incredibly sophisticated combat maneuvers. So what are the requirements of AI? First and foremost, you're going to need a command center. So this room is available at level 4, and then you can upgrade it up to level 9. Every subsequent investment that you put into this room by leveling it allows you to add more lines of scripting for your crew and for your rooms, allowing for a lot of versatility and incredible power if used correctly. The other requirement is Python, and this is a research item within the lab. So invest the gas, make sure you take the time to put more research into Python because that's going to allow you to have more advanced conditions that you can apply to your crew. A couple parting thoughts. First, AI doesn't need a room. That means that when you use the command center to set up your scripting, when you're done, you can remove it from the ship. It's a big room, it occupies a lot of space, and it doesn't need to be there all the time. AI will stick with your crew and your room after it's been set, and then you'll have to put the room back in order to edit it in the future, but just keep that in mind. Second, AI chips are complete garbage. You'll receive them in early game for accomplishments or as parts of missions, but they are not valuable. I promise you that your capabilities of setting up competent scripting far outstrip anything that these chips are capable of. And third, yes, AI matters. Again, as a reminder, it is vitally important. It is a core component of the game, and it will drastically increase your enjoyment of the game when you get good at it. That's it for today's tutorial. Hopefully this has been helpful, instructive, and informative. If you have any comments or would like to like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. In the meantime, be well and fly safe.